Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start exercise 4.1a of IGCSE Extended Mathematics that is recommended for AQA examinations. Our topic is representing data. So first of all, as we discussed that why do we represent data in graphs, we can review that. Basically, it becomes easy to understand when we make the graphs like pie charts or bar graphs or line graphs, and it also becomes easy to compare the data, means we can easily differentiate between the trends that are these increasing or decreasing, and also it is easy to memorize and it also saves the time. So we also saw different types of graphs over here, but in our first exercise we just worked on the bar graphs and pie charts. So let's start our next exercise, which is 4.1. In question number 1, it says the number of students in different year groups is given. Marnie draws this bar chart for her data, and we are given with a bar chart. We need to observe it. So it says give one reason why Marnie graph is misleading. Basically, if we carefully observe the graph over here, we can see that the graph does not start from 0. Like even if we want to truncate any graph, like it should be truncated like that. Let me show you that if we want to skip some values, means if it has, if its values are starting from 114, let's suppose, so we can truncate the values from 0 to 114, but it should look like this. Like this region shows the truncated region. But as you can see that this graph is being started from 114, so that's why this graph is misleading. So we can write that the y-axis does not start from 0. In question number 2, it says Feroz records the number of jars of sauce sold in his deli. So we are given with a pie chart, and he draws a pie chart to show the information. Josh wants to compare the sales of each flavors he sells. Give 3 disadvantages of Feroz's chart. So we need to observe the graph. Basically, the pie chart should have some percentages, or we must be given with percentages or degrees. Like there must be clear information that we can easily understand, and also that they have given too much portion to others. This is not appropriate. This is not doesn't make sense that we give too much portion to the others. And also it is very difficult to compare between the chili and pesto, because these are very like similar sectors. So these are the possible reasons. So let me write the reasons over here. That first reason is that they have not mentioned the percentages are not mentioned. Even we can write the percentages, or degrees are not mentioned. Actually, sometimes we represent the data in a pie chart in degrees, means we take the angles. Basically, the angles are not mentioned over here. So the second reason, the second disadvantage is that others' portion should not be that much more. And the third reason is that it is difficult to compare some given flavors because the sectors are very close, are very similar. Now we will move to next question. In question number 3, it says the number of drinks sold during lunchtime in a shop are shown in the table. We can see each drink and the number of sales are written against each drink. And in A part, it says give one disadvantage of using a pie chart to display the data, and give one advantage of using a bar chart to display the data. By the way, we can represent this data either in pie chart or in bar graph. But actually, we need to see that which representation technique is more appropriate here, because the data should be very easy to compare. Like we can quickly understand the data whenever we will use different types of graphs. So we will select the graph which will be quickly readable. So first of all, we can see that we can draw the pie chart, and then we will discuss that which one is more appropriate. So this is the pie chart in which we can represent this information. So we can mention everything like in percentages, or we can also mention the angles over here. But the thing which is difficult here, that it becomes difficult to compare different drinks. Means the sectors are very similar to each other. So that's why it will take time to compare the sectors, that which drink is sold most and which one was sold least. On the other hand, if we draw the bar graph over here, we can quickly observe it. Like it is very easy to compare which one was sold least. Like look, mocha was sold least, and similarly the cola was sold most. So in this situation, in this scenario, the bar graph is more appropriate and it has an advantage over the pie chart that here we can quickly understand the given information. So let's write down the answers. So in A part, what is the one disadvantage of using pie chart? So again, I will write that there are too many categories. Like we can also mention here that it will be very hard to read and compare the data in tiny sectors. And we can also give the reason that what is the advantage of the bar chart, and definitely it will be easy to compare the data very quickly. Why? Because we can easily see in a graph that we can quickly review that which drink was sold most and which one was sold least. And we can also write the information about, we can also see the information about other drinks, means how what is the frequency of selling other drinks. Let's proceed to next question. In question number 4, the pie chart show the number of year 11 students studying languages at 2 nearby schools. So we are given with a pie chart that represent the information about the different languages. Number of students study different languages like French, Spanish, and German. In A part, it says Germany says twice as many students at Ashford School study German compared to those studying Spanish. So if we are looking at Ashford School, we need to see that what fraction of the students are studying German and what fraction of the students are studying Spanish. So look that here the students who study German are basically 144 out of 360th. Like this is the fraction. And similarly, for the Spanish, again, there are 144 out of 360 degrees. Actually, this is the fraction of the angle, but we can also use for the fraction to compare. So we can see that both subjects have same fraction, means they have the same ratio. So that's why we don't agree with Germany. So we will mention for A part that no, we don't agree, as there is same ratio for both subjects. Now in B part, it says the Lydia says it must be the case that more students at Ashford schools study French than at Benton School. Do you agree with Lydia or not? So actually we need to take this case and we have to do some calculations over here. First of all, I can simply answer that we don't agree because here is the comparison between two different schools and the information about schools is given in degrees. Like we can't compare if the exact number of students are not given for different languages. If there was a bar chart, then we could easily examine or observe, or we can review that which chart is showing more students for a particular subject. But here we cannot review until we get the we observe the ratio. So first of all, we will see that what ratio of the students are studying French in different schools. So first of all, we will take the case of Ashford School. In Ashford School, the ratio of the students who study French is 72 over 360th. And if we simplify this ratio, this becomes 1/5. Now we will also see the ratio of the students who study French in Benton School. Let's take the case of Benton School. And here, the students who study French are in a fraction of 135 out of 360th. And if we simplify this, we get equals 3/8. Now we can easily find the total number of students who study Spanish who study French in different school. But if we will be given with total number of students, here the total number of students are not given. So we can assume that, let's suppose there are 200 students who are studying at Ashford School. So 1/5 of 200 will be 40, means there are 40 students who are studying French over here. Now let's assume that there are 200 students at Benton School over here, and out of 200, there are 3/8 who are studying French. So 3/8 of 200 will be 75. So look that even considering the same number of students in both schools, we don't get more students in Ashford School as compared to Benton School. So we can give the reason that it is not must that we get more students at Ashford schools who study French than at Benton School. Sometimes let's assume that maybe if we assume that there are 200 students in total and 1/5 study French, then definitely 40 students will be studying French. But on the other hand, if we consider let's suppose 50 students in Benton school, so definitely 3/8 of 50, 3/8 of 50 will be very much less than 40. So at that case, definitely the French students in Ashford school will be more than Benton school, but definitely this is not true for all cases. So we can conclude that Benton could have more students doing French, even though the percentage is lower. You can't compare actual numbers from pie charts unless you know the totals. So we can simply conclude it that no, we don't agree. And we can also write the reason that we can't compare the pie charts until we are given with the total. Now we will proceed to next question. In question number 5, the dual bar chart is given. It shows the number of letters delivered in 1 week to number 10 and number 12. So we can observe the bar graphs over here. In A and B part, it says we have to draw the pie charts that show the number of letters delivered to number 10 and number 12. So first of all, we will work out for number 10. So on Monday, we can write the days. We can make a table over here. So we can write that on Monday, the letters delivered. On Monday, there were 3 letters delivered. On Tuesday, 5 letters were delivered. On Wednesday, again 3 letters were delivered. On Thursday, 2 letters were delivered. On Friday, 4 letters were delivered. And on Saturday, 1 letter was delivered. So in total, 18 letters were delivered. Now we have to represent this information in pie chart, means we need to convert the information in degrees. So for conversion to the degrees, because in a pie chart there are total 360 degrees, we need to write the fractions. So to represent the information in degrees, first we will see that what fraction of the letters were delivered on Monday. So there were 3 out of 18 letters which were delivered on Monday. So we can multiply with 360 to convert into degrees. So this will be 60 degrees over here. And similarly, I will use the fraction for Tuesday. That should be 5 out of 18 times 360 degrees to convert into degrees. And that will be 100 degrees. Similarly, I can write the information for the remaining days. It will be 60 degrees, it will be 40 degrees, it will be 80 degrees, and then 20 degrees. So we can easily represent this information in a pie chart. Let me show you the pie chart. This should be the pie chart that will represent the information given in the bar graph. Now we will proceed to the next part. In B part, again, we have to draw an accurate pie chart for number 12. So we need to convert the information given in the bars into degrees. Means again, we need to write down the fractions. So let me raise this information, and we will just need to times with 360. So first of all, let me just erase this information, because now we are going to make the angle, make the pie chart for number 12. So if we see the number 12, on Monday, there were 2 letters delivered. On Tuesday, only 1 letter was delivered. On Wednesday, 0 letters were delivered. On Thursday, 1 letter was delivered. On Friday, 2 letters were delivered. And on Saturday, 3 letters were delivered. So in total, 9 letters were delivered. Let's convert this information to degrees. 2 over 9, that will be 80 degrees. And 1 over 9, that will be 40 degrees. And we can also write the information for the others, because here it will be 0 degrees. And here again, there will be 40 degrees, and then again 80 degrees, and then this should be 120 degrees. Now let's represent this information through the pie chart. So look, this will be the pie chart for the information about the letters delivered to number 12. Let's see the other parts of the question. In its C part, it says Rocco wants to compare the portion of the letters received on each day for 2 houses. Should he use the bar chart or the pie charts? So let me show you the 2 pie charts that we observed in previous 2 parts. So these are the 2 pie charts that shows the same information shown in the bar graph. But in pie chart, actually, we see the information in degrees or in percentages, means the exact number is usually not given. So look that in pie charts, we cannot count, or we cannot calculate the total number of letters delivered, because the information is given in degrees. So if Rocco is comparing the letters received on each day for 2 houses, and he is basically comparing the proportion. So he should use pie chart to compare, because he is not looking for the exact information. Means exact number of letters delivered to these 2 houses. On the other hand, Ahmed wants to compare the number of letters received each day for 2 houses. So we need to be very careful here. Ahmed wants to compare the numbers of letters. So for the actual numbers, he should choose the bar chart or the bar graph to compare, because he needs the information in actual numbers. Thank you so much. This was all for today, and you can ask any question in comments if you have. Thank you.